Snuff Magee and Friends, Irrelevance in the Dungeon, episode 51. I am Snuff Magee, joined by...
You already know it's your boy Kel.
It's Shelita in the house.
And Shyla.
How's everybody week?
Good.
Happy it's over?
Yeah.
Happy it's over?
Yes, sir.
Busy, but it's done.
No complaints, son. No complaints.
No.
Let me pay
Nobody
the...
want to hear it no way, so.
Yeah. I'll give you that. let me pay the bills right quick. Snuff Magee and Friends available on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel. Also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Breaker, and Anchor.fm. I fucked it up this week, Kel.
Well, you know.
Speaking too fast.
The ones that you fucked up on don't really matter.
Nah, the views of Kel do not represent Snuff Magee and Friends.
Y'all know how I feel about those platforms, man.
We care about all our platforms, audio-wise.
Okay, respect.
School supply drive going on September 6th.
Yes, sir.
Going on in Disputana, Virginia. You can hand me that flyer right quick, Kel. I don't want to mess anything up.
You got it.
Our Snuff Magee and Friends Disability First Annual School Supply Drive is going down on September 6th, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Temple Recreational Park, 14307 Prince George Drive, Disputana, Virginia, 23842. For donations, you can hit Cash App, $Snuff Magee. This is an event to help kids in need of supplies for the new school year. Even though it's going to be a lot of virtual school going on, they are eventually going back to school, and they are going to need supplies for the virtual classes as well. Contact snuffmageeandfriends@gmail.com. If you want to drop off supplies before the event, you can drop them off at Science and Photography by Tara at 3404 Oakland Boulevard, Hopewell, Virginia, 23860. Creeping up on that time, Kel, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, look, so the school drive is actually on my birthday. So, for my birthday, if you fuck with your boy, man, donate some shit, man. It's for the kids, man. It's for the kids.
And even if you don't fuck with Kel, I mean, because we're not going to make it about Kel. Well, let's make it about the kids.
Or make it about both of us.
What was that word before the show? Narcissist, right? That.
And I was honest. I've been accused of being one. You know, I've been accused of being one.
You know, being the humble guy that I am, it's very odd, you know, for us.
Let's just go ahead and move on because you're lying.
Anyway, hand me that next flyer over there as well, Kel. Should be another one going on as well.
Where are we at? Don't have a flyer over here.
We'll take it off top. September 12th, Snuff Magee and Friends comedy show going on at Liaison Restaurant in Petersburg, Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Featuring Mike J, Lazarus Hamlin, starring Michael Bam Bam White, hosted by the handsome, sexy,
Could have sworn he said he was humble.
desirable Snuff Magee. Why are you laughing a little hard? What's going on? We good?
Nobody wants you but hams.
Huh? So that's going on September 12th, man. September, we're going to be a lot of things going on, man. So tickets available on Eventbrite. Check us out. Our guest this week. It's going to be a very dope episode.
Oh yeah. We got some
very dope
power hitters.
We're going to start off with Miss Gaskins. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me here.
Oh, you know, she has a very beautiful, intelligent, smart daughter that's been on the show.
Yes, sir.
You all may know her as a stuttering poet. If you don't know, check her out on IG. Check out her show. She's very dope. Check her. She's been on a couple episodes with us as well. Check her out.
Fantastic work.
Yes. You are a Philly native.
Mm-hmm.
You moved to VA in 2009. And tell us about your educational background.
Well, I did. I'm from Philadelphia, but I did spend my high school years in the suburbs. So I went to school out there, and it took me about 10 years to actually get to college, but I figured I'd get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So I graduated, started with the paralegal studies, and then I went on to criminal justice, graduated from Chestnut Hill in 2008, and it's kind of built on that.
That's dope.
Now, what made you get into criminal justice?
At first I wanted to be an attorney. I wanted to be a lawyer and kind of help people, like fight. A defense attorney is what I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
But later on, I found a different motivation, so I decided not to go forward with that.
So, what was your additional motivation?
Well, for one, I just know that sometimes you have to put yourself in a compromising situation as a defense attorney, and that's not something I wanted to do. And I kind of wanted to more focus on the community and helping the people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, many of you all recognize her from her appearance on Dr. Phil.
Mm-hmm.
You on Dr. Phil?
Yeah, what?
I don't watch Dr. Phil. My bad, y'all.
Me.
It wasn't the episode with the was
Catch Me
bad.
Outside.
Yeah, it wasn't a Catch Me Outside.
How about that? How about that?
So how did that come about? You appearing on Dr. Phil?
Well, I was just like emailing shows just to kind of get on, and they had a topic called "Is This Normal?" So I just
Pause for a minute. So you were emailing shows, and being that we have a podcast, but no, this is a while ago though.
This was in 2006.
Okay, of course, because I know that if it was 2020,
Yeah.
that
I was still in high school.
our we would have got an email. Yeah. So you were hitting other different shows. How many shows did you hit up?
Well, I don't really remember, but it was probably like 5 or 6. Different like network shows that was out, like Biggest Loser, things like that. Not Biggest Loser, but shows like Biggest Loser. I was just randomly emailing shows that was out. I think I did Oprah Winfrey as well. Stuff like that.
She don't fuck with us, so. Yeah. My bad. Go ahead.
But Dr. Phil show was the only one that called me back. That's back when we had Call ID, like the old school Call ID. I seen Paramount Studios on there, and I was like, what?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so they invited me on there to talk about all expenses paid to fly over there.
Okay, and do they film in Chicago or?
It is actually in Hollywood.
In Hollywood? Okay.
Yeah, so I went all the way across the country with $20 in my pocket.
Yeah.
You did say all expense paid.
Feeling like a star, yep.
We talk about this all the time. Like I remember days where I had $20 on Monday and get paid on Friday.
Yep.
When you do it?
Remember, I lived there.
So the Hollywood experience, like, was your first time on the West Coast?
Yep, first time on the West Coast, and it was a pretty long flight, and of course we have the jet lag afterwards, so I didn't get to do anything because I was tired. It was like 2:30 in the morning on our time by the time I got there, so I didn't even go out. Hollywood Boulevard with the stars was right around the corner. I didn't bother to go. I just went to sleep, did the show, straight to the airport, back home.
So no sightseeing.
Nah.
Now we talked about my Axel Foley. If I was ever to make it to LA,
Why is it your Axel Foley?
This is my Axel Foley experience. I'm going to find me a Detroit Lions coat. I'm going to find me a drop top.
I've never met a nigga that love that movie more than you. Man.
Yeah, and I'm having my Beverly Hills Cop going on out there. Very random. I'm sorry. But you went on the show. So when you were emailing, what did you want to talk about?
Well, I was emailing because I don't celebrate Christmas or any holidays for that matter, and my motivation wasn't really to get help, but it was really to have a platform to kind of tell the world about why I don't celebrate these holidays. So I kind of like just piggyback on their topic, is this normal? And they had different things on there, but so it was supposed to be him helping my family support my choices to not celebrate Christmas, but it really didn't go that way. He ended up becoming just like everyone else and trying to influence me to actually somehow incorporate it into my life.
So when they sent you the invitation, what exactly did they say before you came out there?
They just asked for like some background information, why I don't celebrate it, some of my history. They wanted my sister on as well, but she ended up backing out at the last minute, but she's on the telephone, but the clip you saw is just a little short edited version. The actual whole clip is like 9 minutes. So my sister's on the telephone, but that was basically it. The other people who were on there, their things was like completely. It was like a whole different type of show. So I guess they just kind of fit mine in where it can get in, because theirs was about real stuff like, is this normal? Like weird stuff that they
eat
into.
laundry detergent
Stuff. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Now I will say about the video, she was very confident. Very professional. And, coming on this show, it seemed like you were a little nervous before the show started. I get, being
gonna put you out there. Okay.
being who Snuff Magee is, you can, very humble.
Just end the show now. Shit.
But no, all jokes aside, you were very, like, I feel as if, do you feel like he was coming for you?
No, I feel like he's just the typical responses and questions that most people ask who don't understand why we should not celebrate that.
But also, you saw the reactions from the crowd.
Right.
It was like Farrakhan was on Donahue.
I'm be honest with you. I feel left out. I did not see this. No one sent it to me prior to today, so I'm learning.
Narcissist.
No, I'm just,
no. But no, we're checking. As a matter of fact, do you have a link to the entire interview?
It's on my YouTube.
Yeah, we'll check that out after the show. And so, how was the experience after the show? Like the feedback from your family, your friends, co-workers.
It was great. Well, at the time, I was in college, doing my criminal justice degree. So, everyone was like, "Hey, you want to sit down and eat lunch?" Like treating me like a temporary celebrity, which was kind of weird. But as far as like the comments on Dr. Phil's, this is before Facebook actually. So, the comments from Dr. Phil's show, like on his blog, surprisingly was for it. It was like pagans saying like she's absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, someone's actually telling the truth about how Christians stole our days. Like, and I was like, wow, because I thought that I was going to, people was going to attack me. But out of like, let's say 1,500 comments, 1,200 of them were in support. The other two were, not in support.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're saying this is 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And are you have you been hitting anybody up recently about appearing on, besides, Irrelevance in the Dungeon?
Not really. And I just have a Facebook page that I talk about it on. That's about it, yeah.
Your Facebook is active as of now?
Mm-hmm. Shelita
Okay.
Gaskins. Yeah,
Okay.
you can find me. I'm currently banned for 30 days, but, you can still see my stuff.
Okay. Facebook is getting real touchy.
How long has it been into the 30 now?
And I got 29 days ago.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
You just got
Oh,
banned
brand
yesterday.
new.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she fresh in.
Yep.
She's still in booking right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. She's still getting acclimated. Okay. She had her first bologna sandwich.
Not beef. That bullshit bologna.
Yeah. I'm not even going to say it's swine. They don't tell her what that shit is. Socks and drawers. I don't know.
Now, currently, you're the co-founder of a revolutionary nonprofit organization called the Square Mile Community.
Square Mile Community, yes.
Now, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Square Mile Community. We're really excited about getting that started. Me and my partner, Jeff, he's over in Indiana. He's actually the actual founder of Square Mile Community. I started with a nonprofit called The Talented 10th, which was piggybacking off of W.E.B. Du Bois' concept that we must go back and reach out to help those who are less educated than us. Mm-hmm. But as I began to learn more about, because I didn't know anything about W.E.B. Du Bois except that concept, and that's what kind of like stuck with me. But as time went on, I began to learn that he was an elitist and, all kind of negative things because I'm not with that elitism. So I was happy when I found Jeff, and he basically, it was a mirror image of everything I wanted to do as far as how we was going to attack this problem within the urban community. So I was more than happy to release the Talented 10th and join in as co-founder of Square Mile Communities. So that's how I got involved in it.
Now, I'm going to read off the mission of it right quick. Bear with me, Kel. The mission is to show how love will eliminate or greatly reduce the socioeconomic, educational, hunger, and homeless problems that plague low-income communities nationwide, one square mile at a time.
Yes. Yep, so that's the key. Like, we have a lot of initiatives out here to help us, get people back to school. But as you can see, it's like a group. And maybe they'll help 50 children. Maybe they'll help 200 children, which is great. Maybe they'll help 2,000 children, which is great. But what we need something that's going to be on a national, then international level, that's on every corner in every city, just like crack cocaine was in 1985. We need to hit it with the same tenacity
No doubt.
reverse that. And I know that it can be done. So the concept is that whatever it is, everything from the babies that's in the womb with midwives to the people in the grave, burial services and everything in between, we need to begin to start to capitalize on that and to help each other out, and it's not going to take a black president. It's not going to take some grand leader, some new Malcolm X. It's going to take regular people like you and you and you and other people. Like, I was in the streets, poor, homeless, on welfare, on Section 8, and I was able to bring myself up and find my way. But it took like 10 years, and it should not have took that long. And even now, I just think about how, when I first started college, and they gave me this $1,200 stipend, I called and was like, is this mine? Can I keep this? Because I was that ignorant to just the process of applying for financial aid and the things that come with it. Mm-hmm. So, and I can just imagine how many people would quit because they can't give up. But let me not ramble on. But long story short, what we want to do is take every city, right? So let's say we start with Richmond, and we break it down into a square mile block. So not every neighborhood in Richmond City is going to need the help, but we're going to identify the target areas that do, and we go in there square mile at a time and set up these tents so that we're visible. People don't have to travel to go to an event. They can just walk to the corner store, and here is a white tent that has a resource. That resource may be job writing, resumes. People take for granted of writing a resume. Like, a lot of people don't know how to do that. How to behave on the interview. Things like social etiquette, how we should behave while we're at work. A lot of people don't know those things. And as you know, we all are aware, we are the descendants of slavery, and like 99% of the slaves couldn't read once slavery ended. There was nothing there to help us. There was, they gave handouts. There was nothing to say, this is how you move through society and create a legacy and become successful. Those who figured it out on their own, as you know, with Tulsa, Oklahoma, and other Rosewood, they tore it down out of jealousy, creating more hardships. So it's going to come a point in time where we're not going to be able to say, well, we're in this situation because of slavery. We're going to be so far removed from it that it's going to be pathetic to still use slavery as a reason why we're still downtrodden. So we have the wealth, we have the numbers, we have the power and the attention because we have social media. Not all of us, but we have enough wealthy black people and well-off black people that we can now reach back without any government assistance, any Republican, Democrat intervention, or ourselves. We can go in and dedicate 2 hours a week to helping the community, no matter what it may be. Like, so it's so much to talk about because there's so many areas that need help. Like, I'm from Philadelphia, and in Philly, those buildings has been abandoned for decades. I don't even know how long they were abandoned before I came, and no one's using them. So why don't we use these and create factories? We wear white T-shirts and white socks. Why we can't make these here in America? So it's American American-made product sold by Black Americans. So we can do those things. We can even get into mining diamonds and gold. Like, there's nothing we can't do. It's just the fact that we don't know how. But there's someone out there who does know how. So the most important part of it, but it's the hardest part for me because I don't have the resources, is to create Black-owned businesses. And we come up with this concept where, let's say I have a corner store, right? And I take that corner store, and instead of using the money, the revenue to pay my bills, send my kids to college, I'm going to use that revenue to get another store. So the person who's working there, they're not necessarily going to just work there. They're going to be working there to eventually become an owner. So we're going to teach them everything, how to run it if I'm not there. That doesn't take long. You can do anything proficiently with time. We spend all this time in school when really we should just go straight in and do hands-on work with a lot of things because that's how you get to learn it. So you get someone that's assistant manager at Dollar General, Food Line, wherever, and you hire them as the manager. Give them 6 months to a year, and then you push them out with that revenue from that store to be to their own store. And then every person has to do that. So this next store has to do every 6 months, 2 people. So you turn 2 into 4, 4 into 8, 8 into 16, and you just know how that branches. And the Square My Community doesn't want to keep ownership of this. We want the people to have ownership. We don't want to just be this giant, business where we just own everything. We just want to get people started. And just like 85, like there's no need to reinvent the wheel. You can use the same wheel, just apply a different concept. But just like 85, when people start selling crack cocaine, people didn't have $5,000 to get their own packs. Somebody said, take this, sell it, you give me 70 and you keep 30. And then they work their way up to 60, 40, 50, 50, and then eventually they was buying their own. And we can apply that same concept to businesses. So instead of getting a loan, you come in and you work, and maybe after a year, we'll start your percentages. After your training, 6 months, you get out of the revenue, you'll get a 60-30. The next year, it's a 60-40. Next year, so you're basically working off that loan. And eventually, you'll be 100% owner. But you have to, and that's the concept. But you have to do the same for 2 more people every year, at minimum. If you can do 10 people, that's fine. So if you can just do the math in your head from 1 store to 2, we can do gas stations, nail salons, hair stores, everything that we need, we can do by starting with 1 store, getting someone to run that, teaching them how to run it, having them pay it forward, teach someone, and everybody's just getting pushed out. Just look at the tree of how it can go from 1 store to 100,000 stores in less than 10 years.
And that's exactly what we need in our community. We need like corporations. We need people who are working together for the greater good. And I hate to say it, but it needs to be said. That's one of our biggest issues is us working together. And how has the feedback been with you doing this, talking in the community with what needs to be done?
Well, everyone seems to be really excited. Like they like the concept of it and my passion behind it. But I was supposed to get started like in February. I had a couple like city officials waiting for me to get my business plan together and everything. But then we had COVID happen. So now I'm just trying to figure out how this will work in COVID. And then it's like, I want to wait till after the elections because it's like, what if this country just totally collapses? Because the way things are going, we don't even know what's going to be.
Day by day by day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I was supposed to start last year, and I was like, imagine if we would have started this last year. This would have been, it'd have finished us because we wouldn't have had a way to survive as a startup in this. So, yeah.
Okay.
But the black-owned business is just one part. Like I said, like, people need anger management. Like, I want to set up those same white tents, set up counselors. You know, people have Medicaid that they don't even use their psychiatric part of it. You know, so set up counselors to do a free session. And then if you don't have Medicaid, sign you up for it, whatever it may be, to get these people, not these people, our people, the mental health that they need.
Yeah, black mental health.
It's
Yes.
real. It's a problem.
And I like the fact that it's being talked about more and people are trying to take care of themselves mentally. There are still a lot of people out there who are avoiding seeing a therapist, avoiding because
Still a lot of stigma.
there are a lot of excuses being made. They don't have the time or they don't want to seem weak or be judged.
I'm one of those people.
And I mean, I don't believe in it. I feel as if, you know, mental health affects you physically.
Absolutely.
So
In your everyday life, just how you just think about yourself. And what a lot of people don't understand is what we think is what we create. You know, so just think about just all the negativity that's been put on our people throughout the years. They've created the reality that we're living in right now because they've put those images in our mind, and it's just a cycle. So as soon as we get to understand it, like that's another thing I want to do with the nonprofit. It's called positive imagery placements, right? So just like you see those signs, vote for whoever, vote for Reva, vote for whoever, we can put signs there that was positive imagery. People pay billions of dollars for ads, and that's for a reason. 30 seconds, they can pay millions of dollars because they know that it affects your subconscious mind. So if every day all we're seeing is just this downtroddenness and just violence, how is that affecting our subconscious mind? So if we replace that with things like, not things like stop the violence, say no to drugs, because that's just reinforcing what we're trying to fight against. We need to do things like peace, positivity, love, you can do it, set a goal, finish the goal, all positive imagery placement throughout the neighborhoods, all throughout, so that every day our people can see these positive imageries, see pictures of black doctors, see pictures of black scientists, you know, not just the traditional jobs they try to get us to have, and that will affect their subconscious mind and say, hey, I can do this. I remember the days of working in a $7 an hour job and looking at a job description to work in an office as a receptionist, and I was intimidated because I didn't feel like I was good enough to work in an office when those people are idiots. Like, anybody can do it.
Facts.
Like, even up to the district manager and the CEOs of the company, they are not as bright as they think that people think they are.
Not even close.
Exactly. Exactly. Anybody can start at a low level and apply basic skills and just practice and become that. But we don't believe that we can be a CEO. We don't believe we can even be supervisors or work in an office. So they work in McDonald's all their life. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I can go on and on and on about the conditions of our people and how we need help with that, you know, but that'll take the whole entire show.
well, how can you be reached through your nonprofit?
Well, you can go to squaremilecommunity.org. That's SQUAREMILECOMMUNITY.org to find out, you know, our plans and how we plan to execute it in stages. You can also reach me on Facebook at Shelita Gaskins, or you can give me a call. My number is 804-878-2747. We are looking for people who need help and people who want to be the help as well. You know, we need leaders in every single state, and then that needs to be broken down to sub-leaders inside of every single city, and then sub-leaders again into every single square mile set up. You know, so it's a big networking system, and we can start helping each other like that. Oh, and let's not forget about the campaign. The campaign is $1 per week, right? Everyone has $1. Even a homeless man on the street can give you $1, right? So a lot of people say I don't have the money to donate. If everyone would just dedicate $1 per paycheck, $1 per week, I should say, because I know some people don't get paid every week. $1 per week. If I can get 50,000 people to donate $1 per week, $50,000 a week going 100% to the people, that can make a lot of changes. A lot of changes. And it doesn't cost, $1 is not that much. So, yeah.
No doubt. I appreciate you spelling everything out so effortlessly. I would have fucked that all up. Square Mile Community, man. Look, y'all need to check it out. We need to be the change, man.
Facts.
Be the change. Shout out Rob for that one. But yeah, be the change. And I'm gonna need you back on another episode. I'm letting you know before this one even ends. I got a couple people I want you to join in on.
Honestly, we told it before we started recording.
Yeah. Our next guest is another up north, a northerner.
Yes.
Shyla Henderson. She's a Baltimore native. Moved to VA in what year?
It was 2006 is when I moved.
It's not Baltimore either. It's Baltimore.
Can you say it? Can you say it?
Oh my God.
Say it the correct way for me.
What, Baltimore?
Yeah. And you are from? Was
East
it
Baltimore?
East? Okay.
East.
Okay.
Who territory that is?
That's Prop Joe.
That's Prop Joe.
Yeah,
Okay.
and cheese bitch ass. But I'm sorry. But you moved to be closer to family and to secure your roots for your future.
Correct. I was with child when I moved to Virginia.
Sounds so cute.
You know what?
I was in the family way when I moved to Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was I had more of a support system here with my mother moving to Virginia shortly before I did. So it was more of a support system.
And before you moved, while in Baltimore, you attended a culinary school.
Correct. It was the former Baltimore International College. They had a sister school over in Ireland that I could have actually went to Ireland for a semester, but I had a boyfriend, you know.
Oh, he didn't want you.
Those young girl problems.
Oh, wow.
Young girl problems. But yeah, I was formally trained in professional cooking and baking.
Okay. Word. And getting back to that, you said your goals. Although your goals were to dominate.
Yes.
Keyword dominate.
Dominate. I was trying to dominate.
The culinary industry.
That's right.
Life had other plans, as you said you were with child.
With child.
Yes.
With child.
And you have a son?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a 13-year-old son.
Okay.
Thanks.
Before we go any further, Black Don't Crack, please just check them out. I mean, you see me every week, but I'm just saying with...
Yeah, he's 56. That tells you a lot.
That's not true, right?
It's not true.
Don't be disrespectful, naturally.
Obviously, it's believable, so, hey, work on that. Maybe it does crack a little bit.
Moving on. But you knew the long physical hours.
Correct. It was
in the kitchen would interfere with motherhood, so
yeah.
you intended to be subscribed to a more corporate lifestyle?
Yeah, I went in the office. Just working in industry kitchens, it's typically a minimum of a 13-hour day. And then not to mention the need to kind of decompress afterward. My sister was drinking like a whole bottle of wine at daggone 19. So, that wasn't something.
What?
That's a problem?
Was that the Mad Dog
Well,
2020?
no,
or?
that was the night train.
Okay, of course.
Okay.
We had talked previously
That's not
before the
wine,
show.
but all
Yeah.
right.
Night train. So, I'm sorry. We drink Wild Irish Rose and Baltimore.
Yeah,
So, a little bit Cisco,
Cisco and Baltimore, huh? It kind of goes together. Yeah, it kind of goes together.
Were you around Drew Hill?
Yeah. Cisco get lonely so often, Cisco, so lonely. I'm sorry.
Who there?
That's more KC, wasn't it?
They both did that.
I was so embarrassed when I came back from Atlanta when that tell me.
You don't like that joke? You don't like that good
I was
joke?
so mad at
That's a
that.
workout song right there, father.
You didn't like to tell me
I
so?
was mad. Oh no, I love the song. When I saw the video, I was embarrassed. Like,
Cisco had a 45-inch vertical.
Yeah.
it was a little, anyway.
Him and DMX worked. You got to give him that.
Yeah.
When you
when you
heard like I know the people in the music industry was like, yo, we gonna have a song with DMX and Cisco. Nigga, what?
I'm gonna be a nigga for life.
Yeah. Ask me about them chicken heads. Yeah, I got Hey, yo! I'm sorry, y'all in the dungeon, man. But getting back to you, man. Single family homes and one income. You decided it was not enough.
Yeah.
So you took on a part-time job
Well, I was about to.
Oh, you was about to.
I thought about that for maybe 3 days and was like, oh, hell no. I'm going to leave work, listen to somebody else's rules, telling me what I can and cannot do, just to drive somewhere else to go and get told, no, you can't do this. No, you can't have, no.
You know, being she's from Baltimore, I didn't want to say anything about her. You know how she just beating on the table or whatnot because you know.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, and she's from East Baltimore. You know, they kind of tricky over there, man. Yeah, you know, Prop Joe had this little stuff going on. But so you decided to be an entrepreneur.
Correct.
You started.
I started. Well, actually, I the way I came into it was. I did a fundraiser for my church. I was selling $1 cupcakes to help do a little fundraiser. And I wound up, it was like almost $400 that I was able to donate.
So how much crack was in the coke? I'm sorry. The views of Snuff Magee do not represent Snuff Magee and Friends.
Just put a little bit of love in it.
Just a little bit. That's what we call it now, love? Okay. Don't get to singing. We go love. This could be a 3-hour show.
Yeah. It's looking that way, man.
That's my next number.
She's here all weekend.
But your first fundraiser, $400 off $1 cupcakes.
Roughly, yep.
And then you were like, you know what?
Yeah.
I said dope.
I'd be stupid if I ain't do that.
She said dope gonna sell itself. I ain't gotta do nothing.
Yeah, so
She got that 16 fever.
I went ahead and made it happen. And I asked a girlfriend of mine who's also an entrepreneur, shout out Sweet Heat Candles. I've never bought another candle after a Sweet Heat Candles.
Okay. Sweet Heat. I like that name.
Sound like I'm gonna have another kid.
I know, right?
Let me tell you, her candles can do it. She got a Kama Sutra candle.
Well, let me not buy one.
Just Just make it change positions, right? What's that smell?
Yeah, that's a sweet heat. That's a sweet heat.
But I took some advice.
Hey, baby. Hey, grab that Sweet Heat before you go to bed. I'm sorry.
I actually told her I was like that she was my shiro, my guide, my guru into entrepreneurship. So went to Henrico County courts and filed my papers. I think it cost me like a total of $21 to start a business. So, and I'm in there, got a federal tax ID number and decided what I was going to call it. Cupcakes by Shyla.
Word. Mm-hmm. Keep it simple. Simple work.
You know, so, and that was history.
Now, you've been featured in local restaurants, festivals, vendor events, and you have a demand in D.C., Maryland, and VA, of course.
Correct.
So how long did it take before the buzz got out there?
Well, it didn't take long at all. I've got cousins who are Richmond natives, so they, Richmond is very small.
Mm-hmm.
So they spread the word, and I was just jumped out there in festivals. I went on Facebook and saw these festivals were happening, these events at schools, PTA events, and just went right out there. Seersuckers and Sundress last year, because they didn't have one this year. But Seersuckers and Sundress, that was my first major festival, and I had I think that was in July, so I started in April.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very successful, but I just jumped out there. I mean,
you started April of last year?
Yep.
And then you were at Seersuckers and Sundresses by July?
Yep.
Look at God.
Won't he do it?
Now, you have a very bubbly personality. Now, did that help with you?
No, she said cuss words earlier.
I did not.
Well, that's just with Snuff. I don't know why they treat Snuff that way.
You did bring that out of people.
I don't understand it.
I said no such a thing.
But was that easier for you, like dealing with customers, doing these vendor events, just
Absolutely.
having that personality?
Well, see, for my 9 to 5, I'm in collections. So I have to be a chameleon in order to collect money. You can't talk to everybody the same way. You've got several different personalities. You have to, kind of finesse them a little bit. So, I mean, I'm a chameleon, so that did help. And I've been in sales previously, so, I do understand how.
You are from Baltimore, so I assume that you were in sales. I'm sorry.
See,
Diffuse Snuff Magee.
You talked about that. She said she was in collections, and
do
I
not
thought,
represent Snuff
I
Magee.
recognize her voice from somewhere. God damn it. I done blocked that number.
This call is being recorded.
I done blocked that
Collect
goddamn
the
number.
But yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're not gonna go to somebody who buy this cupcake.
Mm-hmm.
It's $1.50.
Well, actually, that's how customer service sucks nowadays. I will say that.
Does. You're right. It does, and it's unfortunate that we still pay them people and buy that product. But
the shit be tasting good though sometimes.
Well, as far as cupcakes are concerned, mine always taste better.
I believe you.
I would say
we gonna find out.
She prides herself, Kel. She prides herself in spoiling her customers.
I like
spoiling
being
them. Yes, with the highest quality ingredients, traditional and unique flavors, creative presentations, and the ability to make visions a reality.
I got vision.
Tell me about that.
I can make it happen.
Come on now.
Well, I mean, I just know what I like. If I purchase something from someone, I know that I want it to be everything that I expected it to be. So I just make sure that if I'm gonna give you, let's say, a banana pudding cupcake, that is gonna be the best banana pudding cupcake that you've ever had.
And I will co-sign that. It was very tasteful.
Was it?
It was indulgent. It was very.
Give me some more.
Go on, use it source.
It was intoxicating.
That's a good word right there.
Yes,
that's
very.
I mean, I do also have alcohol-infused cupcakes, so it could have very well been.
We're not going. I'm not going to blame it on the goose. I'm not going to blame it on the goose. It was very intoxicating, and I had the Oreo cheesecake.
Yes, I make
I've
cheesecakes
heard.
too.
I've heard about this Oreo cheesecake, and I'm be honest with you, I've heard nothing but good things.
Now that's actually crack. I put a little crack in there.
I'm okay with drugs. I've done drugs.
To quote, I want to quote. Allow me to quote Ned Flanders when I say that thing was scrumptious. It was scrumptious.
I'm good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
My birthday is what's today? My birthday.
I got birthday packages all day.
And she brought goodies on the show. We're gonna cut a commercial. Cut a commercial after the podcast.
I want to cut the show off now.
We're gonna.
Why you bullshit?
Yeah.
Ready.
As soon as we end this podcast, we're gonna taste her goodies, Kel.
Oh.
My old lady be watching the show, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Can y'all please get your minds out of the gutter? We're in the dungeon.
Don't get me in trouble, player.
No, please.
In the dungeon?
Yes.
Your mind out of
We
the
tasting
dungeon.
we tasting goodies in the dungeon.
Well, can you describe?
You trying to get me locked up?
No,
man?
just describe your goodies. What did you bring?
What?
Well, there's a WAP cupcake now. It's a cream filled cupcake.
So I brought with me today a whole strawberry cheesecake.
Holy shit!
A whole
Yes.
strawberry cheesecake. Banana pudding, cupcakes, chocolate wasted, which is an alcohol infused.
I requested those personally.
Chocolate cake, vanilla buttercream, salted caramel drizzle, and 2 injections of Hennessy. One for the cupcake and one for your mouth.
I don't mean no harm.
It sounds like a Tupac verse, you know what I'm saying?
I don't mean no harm, but
2 injections of Hennessy.
Stomach boners in this joint. Hotter than a diamond in the ice storm in this guy.
She got that caramel drizzle.
Hold up, I'm not finished. I have one.
Jesus.
Lemon drop, which is lemon cake filled with lemon curd, topped with buttercream and a lemon head. I provided my newest client.
Okay. I put that together, just, putting it out there.
Death by Chocolate Merlot, which is chocolate cake, double dark chocolate buttercream with some magic on top, and an injector of Merlot. Lemon Moscato, lemon cake with Moscato infused buttercream and Moscato injector.
It was the pink one too.
That's the pink Moscato.
Oh,
okay.
hey.
And chocolate waste. And she got a chocolate wasted.
I hope she done, because she keep talking. This table gonna lift up.
It's how she's announcing it, you know.
Well, I mean, it is.
We have a little lemon drop with a lemon head and
Feel like I done dialed a number after 11.
little magic on top.
Well, look, I was going to do that part-time, too. I mean, that was not off the table.
It's never off the table.
So you was be a little girl 6 action going on?
A little bit of girl 6. I don't know why you let me drink.
Oh, shit.
I started doing this.
At least you want Cleo. No Cleo, just girl 6.
I'll be whatever.
Oh, so you can be Cleo?
I'll be whatever.
Call me now.
Hey, it's not-
Yeah. Shout out Uncle Nearest. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We got the
Black
Uncle.
owned. Well, not black owned, but
It's black on.
It's black on.
can I get a splash? It's really a splash. Thanks. Yep, that's all I need.
It's black on. No,
You know, for the record,
No. She done came here. She done told her. She didn't tell no lies in her interview. I give her that. Before the show.
for the record,
Clearly.
you know, when Shelita entered the dungeon, she was not a drinker. She was not a drinker.
She said to quote, I don't drink at all.
Yes.
She's had more drinks than me.
They're like,
And we're not going to say what she started with. We're not. We don't do that.
But if you got a well, you know what water it is.
Yeah. You know, you go. It's like
Oh, damn, that's good.
going straight to the hardest.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So before we get out of the segment, upcoming events for you. Anything coming up? I know. Has COVID really affected you?
Well, yes. Actually, COVID was the best thing that could have ever happened to my business.
All we want is sweets.
Right. People sitting at home. Now, first off, let me say it like this. The weed man, his sales increased because, I mean, everybody just sitting at home.
You ain't got to tell me, Jack. You ain't got to tell me.
Just at home. The weed man sales increased. Here comes a girl that's just going to come to your house with a pack of cupcakes and some other things. I have dipped items, Rice Krispies, Oreos.
Dipped item.
Yes, chocolate dipped.
Cherries.
Chocolate dipped.
Strawberries, I mean. I might do cherries. We'll see.
You every time you talk, somebody get pregnant. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, and I thought about it. I started doing contactless delivery.
That's
and
good. That's good.
I literally was having like anywhere from 4 to 7 orders every week. And so
Leave some on
shout
my
out
plate.
to not washing your hands and invading people's personal space. COVID.
Business is booming.
Yeah.
Business is booming.
And then, that little stimulus check we got, I was able to get some equipment.
Keyword little.
It was definitely
That little stimulus.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, COVID helped to kind of actually skyrocket my business. So.
No doubt. So how do people reach you if they want their intoxicating,
Their deliciousness.
scrumptious?
My full menu is on Facebook and Instagram, Cupcakes by Shyla, cupcakesbyshyla.com. I'm working on my website. I actually have a meeting with someone on Monday on my website. But cupcakesbyshyla.com will take you to my Facebook. Gmail, Cupcakes by Shyla, Gmail. As well as my phone number, 804-480-9300. I do ask that you at least allow me 1 to 2 days before.
Of course.
And look, all y'all thirsty niggas. Look, I know both of them that gave out. Look, if it ain't about business,
I'm glad I ain't the only one who thought that shit.
if it ain't about
Yeah,
business,
y'all really gonna get y'all numbers out?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't worry, that end button worked real good too. So.
yeah,
What about you? Need to block one though.
yeah.
Oh, that works well too.
It's a lot of dry mouth niggas out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they do want cupcakes, go ahead and put your
No,
order
they
in
don't want
first.
cupcakes. They want,
Yeah, the thirst is real. Thirst is real.
Well, they be all right.
Yeah, before we enter Irrelevance in the Dungeon, I want to thank you ladies for coming on the show.
Most definitely.
Thank you for having me.
It's definitely going downhill from here. We're going into the
Just so
dungeon.
you know.
Yeah. But before we do go into the dungeon, I want to shout out Brian Charity of Do All Media, LLC, who passed away. He was a mentor. He was a community advocate. He was a father. He was a husband. He was a brother. He was a friend. I want to say rest in peace to him. He touched a lot of people. He made a difference. especially in Hopewell, Virginia.
That's Hopewell, right?
Yeah. I know guys looking at, when you entered heaven, man, he said, well done, brother. And, passed away August 21st, 2020, man. So I just want to shout him out. He was a good brother, man. I met him at a Ballin' After Dark event, talked trash to him. He was a big Steelers fan.
Yay. Oh, yeah, I'm a Baltimore native Steelers fan, though. Ravens, so they can suck it.
Yeah, you can't get no faker than that, man.
That just doesn't.
Are you an Eagle? You're an Eagles fan, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Philly.
and she is. I'm sorry to hear that, but at the same time, she is a Philly fan. But brother Brian, man, you was a good dude. I appreciated talking to you, and hope to see you soon, brother.
Salute.
No doubt.
Never mind.
Go ahead.
Never mind.
Do I?
It's not the time.
What's up?
But you caught it too. It's not the time.
What'd I say?
You said hope to see you soon, and I really don't hope you see him soon. I'm being honest with you.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I didn't want to be the asshole, but it's like I really don't hope you see him soon. I don't want you to. I hope you see him one day, but not soon.
let me clean it up.
I felt fucked up by thinking it.
Snuff Magee has always thought himself to be Highlander.
Highlander.
Yes. I know this is before your time, Kel, but Queen, Princess of the Universe is like one of the dopest songs of all time. I don't know if y'all know about that.
No disrespect me when it comes to music.
You are a Prince of the Universe fan.
Man. We can talk about anything. You can say I'm young on most things, but music is not one of those things.
Okay, Prince of the Universe, high volume in the car, man. High volume in the car. Irrelevance in the dungeon. We're gonna. There's already a sad moment. It's gonna stay sad right now, man.
Irrelevance ain't gonna be fun today.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman, man. Last night came out. He died at his home in the Los Angeles area with his wife and family by his side. 43 years old. We all know him as T'Challa from Black Panther.
Yes, sir.
James Brown, Get On Up. Jackie Robinson in 42. Thurgood Marshall and Marshall.
Man played everybody.
Yes, I want to say he was in The Express as well. Maybe in that movie as well. But The Five Bloods. Spike Lee movie that came out this year. I don't know if you all seen that. No. Very talented brother, man. Colon cancer for 4 years. Nobody knew about it. Well, his media family knew about it, but yeah.
Which speaks to something else that we can definitely get into later.
Yes, it does. But he was a fighter, man, because even with the movie Black Panther, he had to get into shape for that.
That man did like 4 movies that required physical acts.
Not just that, because Endgame, The Avengers.
Gaining and losing weight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've only seen his Marvel movies, I'll admit, but still.
But even just watching this Marvel movie, you see how great of an actor he was.
Oh, fantastic.
Very talented brother. It was just a shock, man. When I seen it last night on social media, it was kind of like the Kobe situation. I thought it was a hoax, but the more I kept seeing, your TMZs, your CNNs, your Fox sites, I knew it was real. Yeah. And I knew that, with me and my son watches Black Panther all the time. He has a Disney Plus. He's always watching it. And especially with the shit we got going on in our country now. With that movie, that was a very powerful movie for our community, especially our children. My question to you all is, can that character be replaced by another actor?
Hell no. No, we don't need him recast. We don't need him recast, man. As a Marvel fan, it's perfectly fine with him not being recast. What he did in that franchise is well enough already. Let the young lady, I forget her name, forgive me, but the young lady who played his sister, let her. If anything, let her take the helm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't need to be replaced. He did.
I have him up there with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I can't see another Wolverine. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Yeah. I cannot see another Iron Man.
I'm with you.
And just like with Thor, just like with Captain America, I cannot see another character taking over the Black Panther. I know that they were getting ready to do a sequel. I don't know if they filmed the sequel yet or not.
I think I could be wrong, but I think they may have started, but I don't think they finished it.
I don't see it being replaced. I don't think it should be replaced. Hollywood is real funny.
He was T'Challa.
Yeah.
There's no...
It was a lot of momentum behind that franchise with that movie, which made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Black director, black cast, $1 billion.
Compton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say that is the biggest, highest grossing movie by a black director.
Yeah, I believe it is.
With all pretty much predominantly black cast.
Yeah, it's set records.
I haven't seen a black cast that strong since Boomerang.
That was stronger than Boomerang, but I get your point.
Boomerang had a strong cast, though.
It had a strong cast.
Well,
wasn't as strong
now,
as the movie.
I mean,
it wasn't. It wasn't that strong when it came out.
They weren't who they were.
Like, it won't hey.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Black Panther movie, but the Boomerang cast was very star-studded.
It's considered that now. She's absolutely correct. Back then, it was not that.
Halle Berry was like, she had just crest.
That's literally back when all she could play was crackheads and hoes.
But to go from a crackhead to Eddie Murphy's love interest, that's range.
You know what? You're right.
You might be the only person who love Eddie Murphy more than me, man. It's a little.
I'm a big Eddie fan. I'm an 80s baby, man.
A little awkward.
I'm a comedy guy, man.
Oh, we talked about that too, didn't we? 80s babies. It's 40. These 2020.
Yeah.
Nada.
What about Harlem Nights? That was a huge cast.
Very star-studded.
Now,
Very star-studded. Coming to America was star-studded.
What's funny? Harlem Nights or Life?
Harlem Nights.
I think
Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights. Harlem Nights.
Because it has so many gems, like
the funniest.
Pull out of the movie.
Personally, I think the funniest guy in Harlem Nights was Robin Harris. Offset.
Well, Offset, yeah. He
Offset.
Was the funniest guy, probably.
But you have a room with Eddie, Richard, Red Fox, Robin Harris, Arsenio in the cut. Arsenio's in the cut.
Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
Ronaldo Ray.
Y'all might be right. Y'all might have swayed me.
And
Tommy Smalls. Tommy was in there.
Yeah, Tommy was.
Yeah, y'all might be right.
Joanna Man.
Jasmine Guy was in there.
Yeah.
Leela Rashawn. That's Miss Sunshine.
Yes, Leela.
Okay. You got it.
Yeah. Della Reese.
Reese.
Yeah. Danny Aiello from Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
It's very, very star-studded, man. Very. Yeah.
That's where I learned that word. Do the right thing. Moulians. I learned it from Do the Right Thing.
I watched that a few weeks ago as well, man. But, getting back to the brother Chadwick, man, to play James Brown, Thurgood Marshall, Jackie Robinson, T'Challa, I seen him in the Five Bloods. You seen a story with Denzel Washington, how Denzel helped him out. Mm-hmm. And I was reading today as well. He said when Angela Bassett said when she was an honorary person at Howard, he said that he walked her out back in the day, and she didn't know about it.
That's dope, man.
So yeah, and of course she was in Black Panther as well.
Yeah.
Great.
Rest in peace to that good brother, man.
Yes, rest in peace to you, man.
Yeah.
His gift he definitely was gifted.
I ain't never seen somebody play that many, like, known people. You know what I'm saying?
And
of course you have.
Thurgood Marshall was bright.
Yeah.
And then
and then you played James Brown.
Dark, so yeah.
You played James Brown smacking his wife and played Thurgood Marshall like, bro.
Yeah.
We're not gonna disrespect James. It'd be like the first thing you bring up about James is just slapping people and doing that CNN interview.
Once you beat your wife, that's it for me, big dog.
Well, you saw the CNN interview back in the day. I don't know if you ever seen that when he was like, "Living in America."
With them glasses.
Yeah, that is epic. That was the dopest interview. It's a man's world.
That's cocaine. That's what that is.
Hilarious.
Papa don't take no mess, man.
He takes cocaine.
Yeah. Shout out James Brown, man. But I do want to be serious with the brothers and sisters, man. Look, we need to get our colons checked. I want to say they're saying now that it's 45 for black men. I really think this should be 40.
I agree. I would agree.
Because you look at my brother, he had it for 4 years. He died at 43, so at 39, he was diagnosed. So I want our brother to check it out. The stats don't lie, man. I'm looking at 2019. It was 20,000 new cases of colon cancer, with 24% higher in black men and 19% higher in black women compared to all other races. And black people are 15 to 20% more likely to die from this disease than any other race. So I just want to make sure our people are getting checked out. It's a very serious thing, man.
Never mind.
I hope it brings more awareness to the situation. We have the shortest survival rate of any race or ethnic group in the U.S. for most cancers.
there's a reason.
There is a reason behind it. We can look at the situations, the low income, the help, and all this and that.
The doc. I feel like it's gonna start a whole nother tangent, which is why I don't want to go there. But we don't receive the same help that other people do. When we go to these doctors, we don't receive the same advice. We don't receive the same treatment options.
Absolutely.
And also,
all that shit is on purpose.
Older black people are scared to go to hospitals for a reason.
That's true too. Yeah.
Right.
They have been experimenting on us for a very long time. This is facts.
Yeah,
this
none of this shit is our feelings.
No conspiracy shit behind this. We've heard about the Tuskegee experiment, which was by the federal government, which went on for what, 40 years?
We've heard about fucking crack.
Yeah,
like that would start a whole nother podcast though. So,
well, we're 51 in. We can keep on going.
We are 51 in.
No one leaked his business, man. They respected his wishes, man.
What a strong team.
Very strong team. Keep a strong team behind you, man.
Like today, in the social media and all of that, and everything, everybody uses everything for a come up.
4 years. This is one of the hottest actors in Hollywood.
Not even trying to be funny. Like everybody's like, "Oh, I had no idea he had cancer." I didn't know that motherfucker was 43. Like nobody let that shit out. I thought he was.
Oh, and I knew he was like
your age.
I knew he was. Here we go again.
Nigga, but you're younger. Obviously, I'm saying you're younger than 43. Like,
Yeah.
I really didn't know he was that old.
Well, I mean, 43 is not old, but I mean,
I didn't know he was.
It don't crack. It don't crack.
You're taking.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get. I knew he was that age just because just following his background and all that stuff. But I know that I want to say a few weeks ago he did a interview and he was looking real small. And with me, I thought he was becoming like a method actor, like a Christian Bale or someone like that, and he was taking on a new role. I had no idea that he was going through this, and for his team to keep that within the family, within the friends, it's very respectable.
It
man.
honestly makes I can only assume, but I would assume it makes this a slight bit easier for his family, without having the whole world having eyes on it for the past 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's still gotta hurt.
Yeah.
It still hurts.
Obviously. I don't want to seem inconsiderate when I say that.
I'm not. I mean, it hurts me just knowing how dope of a black actor he is.
I do think. I'm sorry.
No,
I do think that maybe his family should share his treatment plan, just simply because 4 years of being in stage 4, any kind of cancer, and then also him being able to continue to work and everything. I mean, that whatever he did, that was something in itself.
I want to say it started. I want to say that when I was reading, it started with stage 3. I don't know when the stage 4 kicked in, but
the article I read said that yes, he was diagnosed at stage 3, and it rapidly went over to stage 4.
And also, let's not act like they're not giving us cancer too every fucking day.
And when I was reading, he was a vegetarian. Now I don't know if this was
you
before.
Can't trust your vegetables either.
I don't know if this was before or after. The cancer came.
Unless you're growing that shit yourself, you can't trust that shit.
I told you I come across
and
some money.
I'm telling you, but it is.
I come across some money, man. I'm buying a farm. I done told you.
Hey, bro, I thought you seen my crib. We done started growing our own shit. Like,
well, you gotta be careful of the seeds too.
Right.
See, you can't trust nothing.
Genetically altered seeds. So that
we gonna talk after this show.
You gotta be careful.
Grow perfect
planting your seeds.
You do have to be careful planting your seeds. That's 100% fact, because you end up with a product with somebody that you don't
in
the garden that you don't want.
You didn't want to grow. You didn't want to grow. Moving on.
Fell for that wop.
Yeah.
It's got many of a good man,
Yes. A lot of water. Very.
Macaroni in the pot.
Yeah, very.
What she say? As Pastor said, the songwriter said, "Macaroni in the pot." That's
Shout out that Jenna girl in the video. We don't know why you was there. We don't know why you was there, but you were there. Sometimes you be around dope people.
She was a shell of herself.
Yeah. Moving on to more bullshit. Jacob Blake. That's the hot topic this week going on. Before I start this conversation, let it be known there were no body cams during this whole situation. Now, if I'm saying this right, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that's correct. I've never heard nobody say Kenosha. It. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They do not plan on getting them until 2022. Body cams. They're saying they're having a budget issue, but I heard that there are grants that can help them with getting body cams for the officers.
How much do those tanks that they was rolling up all down the street, how much did that cost?
I feel as if body cams should be mandatory in all cities.
100%.
Right.
All cities.
Every police officer.
Yes.
But we have body cams and they still get off on it.
Well, that's true as well.
You know? I feel as if officers could have avoided the situation, making different tactical decisions.
You don't feel... We know they could have made other decisions.
Now, let's talk about the shooting. You know, they were called to a domestic incident around 5 p.m. on a Sunday. But I was reading a woman was called saying her boyfriend was present and was not supposed to be on the premises. What I also was reading, there was 2 women arguing. So, of course, it's being investigated by the Department of Justice. The dispatcher named Blake and said he isn't supposed to be there, and that he took the complainant's keys and refused to leave. The dispatcher later explains that she doesn't have more details because the caller was uncooperative. When officers arrived, they attempted to arrest Blake and used a taser to try to stop him. He then walked around to his vehicle, so I'm assuming the taser didn't work. So not only do they not have body cams, they have faulty equipment. So when he went to walk towards his vehicle, he opened the driver's side door and leaned forward. 7 shots in the back. Then the officer, you can see from the video, I don't know if you all seen the video, you can see where he tried to grab the shirt, try to grab the shirt from behind. And then he fired the service weapon 7 times into his back. No other officers fired. 7 times. 7 is a lot. Mm-hmm. Now, we all know about the double tap. I know you know about the double tap.
Yes, sir.
Are you all aware of the double tap? You know, bam, bam. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now 7. Now you have to be in fear of your life. You have to be in a situation where you feel as if your life can be taken by someone opening the door. Now they're saying he had a knife. A knife was found inside the vehicle. I do not feel as if a knife is grounds for you to shoot someone 7 times in the back.
Well, number one, also, to address that, like, it's not like you knew he had a knife prior.
Right.
A knife was found
now
in the floorboard of his car.
They are trying to show videos showing that while he was walking to the car, it looked where nothing can be determined that it was a knife. But also, how do you not know that it was a pair of keys? We start with the character assassination always after.
Yeah.
It's like victim shaming. Yeah. Mm. He should have listened to the police.
When do so can I be free?
Be free, brother.
When the fuck do white people listen to the police? When the fuck does anybody listen to the fucking police? Nobody listens to the fucking police. Nobody wants to go to jail. Nobody wants to get arrested. I would say a good percentage of people are a bit uncooperative.
And let's not forget that the 3 children were inside the vehicle.
Come on, man.
The 3 children were inside the vehicle.
So, Snuff, just for the sake of conversation, let's say you and I were in a disagreement, and I felt that you may be going to your car for some sort of, to get a weapon or anything. I don't know, but I'm guessing, hey, maybe he has something in there. Do you not think that I could grab you and keep you from getting in your car, just me, by myself, one man? Could I grab you to keep you from getting in your car? What do you think?
No, but I will say this: it was 3.
This is not the time for a joke.
But no, listen to what I'm saying. Let me finish. It was 3 officers with. I want to say it was 4 officers because I want to say the 3 officers were wrestling with him before he went to the car, and then the 4th tried to tase him. So you're trying to tell me that 3 officers? This wasn't a big brother from what I'm seeing on the video. This was not a big. 3 officers could not control one man.
If that's the case, y'all don't need to be police officers.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then to shoot him in the back, even in the Wild West, it was cowardly.
You can't shoot nobody in the back.
It's all.
Whatever their excuse is irrelevant. The fact is that you shot an unarmed man. Let's take his color out.
Yeah.
You shot an unarmed man in the back. That does not fly in however you chop it up. It doesn't make sense.
Like, if we're being honest, if he had a knife, just back up.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking gun.
But my thing is, if he had a knife, while he was wrestling with 3 people, where was the knife?
Come on, man.
Right.
Where was the knife?
Also,
So after you 3 people are trying to beat my
he
ass,
didn't think to pull out the knife then.
I'm going to walk with my knife towards my car that my 3 kids are in. You think I'm going to go to my car where my 3 kids are in and I'm going to get into a shootout with the police?
Right.
And what about that, once again, you mentioned the character assassination. They tried to say he had a warrant for sexual assault, for trying to have sex with a minor.
Mm-hmm.
That was proven to be false.
not true.
False.
That's not true.
And you got black people sharing that, but
Yeah. Well, we do that.
We like to tear each other down.
Yeah, we like the drama.
But it is a fact that his 3 sons were inside the SUV as he was trying to enter.
That can't be disputed.
What kind of trauma is that?
they don't care.
And right now he's paralyzed from the waist down. I don't know if that's going to be life for life, but as of now he is paralyzed from the waist down. They're saying, one of the bullets hit the spine 7 times. Blake's father, Jacob Blake Sr., said, they shot my son 7 times like he didn't matter, but my son matters. He's a human being and it matters. He matters. Now, they're also saying this week that, after the protests and the rioting, that his mother had said she has forgiven them.
I'm so sick of that. So sick of that forgiveness mentality.
I don't know. I'm not trying to speak bad on the mother, but your son got shot 7 times in the back for no reason whatsoever, besides the fact that he was trying to break up a fight and he was trying to get back to his kids.
I don't give a fuck if she forgive him or not. That doesn't change the laws. That doesn't change due process. That doesn't change any of those things.
We need to stop being so forgiving. When that black guy killed that
I
white
agree
little
with
boy,
you.
the mother did not forgive him. She said, "I will burn this country down." That's the mindset we need to have. Forget all that MLK stuff. It's time to be on the Malcolm X. We are non-violent to those that are non-violent against us.
Well, they killed MLK too.
Yeah.
So
smothered him with a pillow.
They can preach all that nonviolent stuff you want, but at the end of the day, he was killed. And
white people love to bring this shit up.
The federal government was found liable for his death.
That's a fact.
This is a fact.
Yes.
And also, he was the most hated man in the country when he died.
Just like Muhammad Ali was the most hated man.
Come on, man.
But they praise him now.
White people love to say, Martin Luther King caused change and didn't. Well, why the fuck did you kill him then? So you know what? I'm going to take my chance on killing y'all. Never mind.
Right.
Man.
Never mind.
Martin Luther King was here, and he did what he did, and we are still where
y'all
we
tried
are.
twice. Y'all shot him. That didn't work. So
I hope my comments on Martin Luther King. I'll get some enemies.
no, go ahead, tell the truth, because we probably agree.
I think he did. I mean, I just may get huge backlash, but I think he did a huge disservice. Like, I guess in retrospect we can see everything clear, but why would we want to beg somebody and let them beat us, humiliate us just to take our dollar? How about what we should have did was create our own and accept the white folks and let them sit over there all miserable and dry by themselves?
But at the end of the day, before he was killed, he realized what he did.
That's the side he was
Probably
on.
why he was killed.
Yes, and that's what he went down to Memphis for the sanitation workers, trying to fight for their wages. See, when you go after the money, that's when shit gets real. See,
they don't mind you singing Kumbaya.
Yeah, with the equality thing is, we can have the black dollar, so we could be even more prosperous. When back then, our communities were stronger because all the money was being pumped back into our communities. So,
and it hasn't recovered ever since this integration.
It has not. And
I'm not saying integration is a bad thing.
But people...
I'm just saying.
I forget who it was, but they say integration was the worst thing that ever happened to black people.
Look, my grandmother... I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
My grandmother and her sisters... I remember being very young, listening to them talk while they playing pinochle, and I'm handing them the chips, and them saying, and now my grandmother's 97 years old. She's the oldest. She was the oldest. Them saying that, the worst thing that happened to black people was desegregation. Now, when we were experiencing segregation, our communities were strong because
we were thriving.
We were all we had. We were educating ourselves. We were there was no void. We weren't lacking anything. It's just when we was trying to level up, when we tried to compete and compare, that's when it was like, oh, we have less.
Yeah.
We don't have as well. And,
Integration led to us like fiending for acceptance.
and I see that. Like honestly, as a child, I was like going to private schools in really diverse communities. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, that's so wrong. You can't say the word nigger. You can't say, that segregation was good, was okay. That's horrible. But as an adult, I'm life as I see that. Yeah, I there is truth in that statement.
There's a lot of truth to it. There's a lot of truth to it.
And then I remember growing up, and I'm just looking at the footage of all these horrible things during slavery, during the KKK time, during Jim Crow. Why would we want to associate with those kind of people? What is in our people's mind that we want to beg them to be our friend?
It's daddy
Fuck
issues.
y'all.
It's just like daddy issues.
Like,
you don't accept me, you don't love me, you haven't been there, and now I need you to. I fiend for your acceptance.
and this is not for all white people, because we had white people who was coming to our
of course.
clubs.
There's white allies.
We could have just kept it. We taking y'all in and let them sit over there and be decrepit and boring.
Yeah, let me get on my sandbox right quick. A lot of people with the protests going on now with the Black Lives Matter movement, and a lot of people are talking a lot of shit about college students. But if you go back to the civil rights movement, it was those same white college students who were helping out with the civil rights movement. So you can say all you want about even with this area with your VCU students and all this and that. It was those people who were helping with the change. Now, even though I may not agree with certain parts of integration where we're taking away from our neighborhoods and giving our money away, I do believe in equal rights amongst all our people.
Equity. Even more than equality, equity.
Yeah. And I just, with this whole situation, getting back to our brother Blake, with the character assassination, with the false stuff about the sexual assaults on a child, and we get to where people now feel as if with the protests and rioters, they make that more of the issue than the brutality. Even with your people in office, your Republicans, your Trumps, even Democrats, they'll talk about the rioting. They don't talk about the brutality part.
I mean, this shit ain't just happened with Trump in office. Let's keep it real.
Yes, and I catch a lot of flack about this, but me being a fan of neither party, you have two candidates that I'm not cool with either one.
Nope.
You have one who's been in D.C. for 40 years, but now in 2020, you're saying change is going to happen. And when I speak bad about Miss Harris, I'm looked at as if I'm not supporting our black women. And
you're just not supporting that black woman.
And that's what it is. I support my women. Now,
that's okay.
When you have the Democrats who want to attack her on some bullshit, I will support that. But also, I'm a fan of policies, man. I'm a fan in actually doing something. I'm not saying you just be a face.
Yeah.
Be the first black woman to do this. But what are you going to do once you get there?
Shit. My stance. It's different players, same system, Jack.
Yeah, so
different. What they say? Different wings, same bird.
Yeah, right.
Different toilet, same shit.
Yep.
Till you. I'm gonna use yours. Till you fix that goddamn toilet, you replace that commode. It don't make no difference. It don't make no difference. It's gonna keep getting stopped up, Jack.
Yeah, man. Speaking of commodes,
yeah.
Terry Crews.
He's a.
You like that?
That was a great segue,
yes,
my friend.
Yes. Now Terry Crews, he's been very controversial these last few months. With the whole George Floyd situation, he said that he didn't want to see black supremacy from fighting white supremacy.
Also, no one asked what he wanted to see. Fuck Terry Crews.
Yes. Before we get into the whole situation, what he's been saying, I just want to say that he also made the worst movie this year.
Horrible.
It was a very horrible movie, and this
Horrible.
is not me attacking him whatsoever. These are facts. That movie,
Yeah, like prior to you saying this bullshit, that movie was John Henry.
John,
I started
Oh, that was with somebody had
Ludacris.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit was boo boo.
Yeah, he had like the little thing from Surf Ninjas from back in the day.
Oh no!
Yeah. You remember Surf Ninjas? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man. But Terry Crews says we need to boycott Magic City. Now imagine this week with Jacob Blake, we're talking about the whole situation with police brutality and racial profiling, but he wants to go to Atlanta and say boycott Magic City because of what?
I don't know.
Well, he's catering to his only fan base now. I mean,
With America's Got
Them
Talent.
motherfuckers don't even know what Magic
Right.
City is. So
But that's
him
what I mean.
and all of them can go to hell.
And
I'm gonna go get me some Lou Will lemon peppers.
So yeah, for the people who don't know what Magic City is, this is a very
Prominent.
very prominent gentleman's club within the city of Atlanta, Georgia. It's been frequented by many celebrities.
And common folk alike.
Yeah, Snuff Magee was there a few years ago, many years ago.
Many moons.
Yes. But yeah, so if you listen to Jeezy or Drake, anybody from the Atlanta area, they mention Magic City. Too Short, remember the song he had, you know what I'm saying? What's his favorite word again? I'm sorry.
Bitch?
Okay, just
Why you gotta say it like short?
just testing y'all hip hop out, man. But getting back to the horrible actor from White Chicks.
Yeah, you're not even good at what you do. Why you worrying about everybody else?
He said, defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth. I just didn't understand why he needed to make that tweet during the George Floyd situation. And I also don't understand why he had to make that tweet during this whole situation going on now with the Magic City thing. Now, do you also remember with Gabrielle Union when she was going through her issues on America's Got Talent, saying that she was experiencing sexism and racism within the show?
Oh, no, that white fool's been good to me.
Yeah, he said that, he can't speak for sexism because he's not a female, but with racism, this has been the best place he's ever worked at.
So the Wayne brothers ain't treat him good. is what
Yeah,
you're
so
saying.
I feel as if, to me, that was a shot.
Yeah.
That was a shot at Gab, to me. He came back and tried to apologize after the fact, but to me, it was like, it was cool in time.
yes,
It was cool in time with that.
he's playing his
So
part.
what did his tweet actually say again?
Boycott Magic City.
No, but the one about black supremacy.
He said, defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth.
Now, where did he even come up with that concept at? Because when did we say we don't want white people help? They've been out here in droves
I
helping.
don't think nobody said that.
So where does he get in at?
He's just saying
He's
shit.
just trying to sound deep.
It's cooning time, as Paul Mooney would say. It's cooning time.
Coon train.
Yeah.
He's just a dumbass. Like, that's just the best way I can put it in simple terms. He's just a fucking dumbass.
To
He
quote
spent
him,
all his time in the goddamn gym, and he just dumb as fuck.
yeah.
Excuse me. Go ahead, brother. I ain't mean to.
No, you're good. You're good. With the whole Gabby situation, he said, I can't speak for sexism because I'm not a woman, but I can speak on any racism comments. That was never my experience. In fact, it was the most diverse place I have ever been in my 20 years of entertainment.
He might not be a woman, but he sure a bitch.
God. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
He came back to apologize for his tweets about Gabby, but I'm pretty sure he burned the bridge for that one. I mean, support your people.
Yeah, man. Or just shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Right.
Like, you don't have to support.
If
I don't
you
support
can't
plenty of shit I
improve-
see. But guess what? I'm going to shut the fuck up.
If you can't improve the silence, then don't say nothing at all.
Yeah.
I rarely post to Facebook. But I did post. Shut your ass up, man. A lot of people need to see that. Just shut your ass up, man.
I thought he was coming for me with that post. Just I felt a way about it, man. Just
I'm just saying, people need to shut their ass up, man.
Yeah.
Don't nobody care about your opinion. Don't nobody care what you're talking about. Go to work.
That don't even
Take
make
care of your
sense.
children. Shut your ass up.
Like, where'd you even form that logic from? Like,
Anybody ask for that shit, man? Go to hell.
I guess after making John Henry, you have to make yourself relevant in any way. Kind of like one of the biggest coons out there, Jason Whitlock. I don't know if you all
This
know who
dumb
Jason
motherfucker
Whitlock is. He attacks LeBron for everything.
For no fucking reason.
He said LeBron is a racist. He's provoking racism by speaking out on these situations.
Who is he? White?
No,
he's black.
no,
Big old
yeah.
fat ass black man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We will.
Wear fedoras.
Yeah, I'll show you his information after the show. Before we go on to our next segment, let me put this out there before we even started. Wisconsin is an open carry state, but children under the age of 18 are not allowed to carry weapons openly in public. After the whole Jacob Blake situation this week with the riots and the protests, I guess people felt as if, they were part of a militia and went down there to quote unquote protect businesses.
They ain't got shit to do with you.
Not in your community.
Yes, that's not a...
They ain't got a goddamn
So you have a 17-year-old from Illinois who was driven down to Kenosha. I'm saying it right?
I believe it's Kenosha.
Yeah, Wisconsin, with his mother. His mother drove him down there.
Cross state lines.
Yes, cross state lines with a Smith & Wesson 223 AR.
Commonly known as.
Yes, AR-15. And 2 people were shot and killed. Another person was injured down there. He's saying that it was self-defense. From what I was reading, he shot one person, then he called his friend and said, I just killed a guy. After that went down, people tried to... God bless you.
Salute.
God bless you. Can you go get the swabs? We want to do a COVID test before she gets out of here.
I did just get this Snuff Magee mask.
Oh, Snuff Magee mask. That's pretty neat. Nice plug, Kel. But he killed 2 people, injured one. Like I said, after he shot the first guy, he was going down the street, and I guess people were trying to pretty much take him down, saying
he just killed him.
Yeah, he had shot somebody, and he ended up shooting 2 people and killing them right after that, and then walked towards the police. Mm-hmm. As the police said, he had his hands in the air.
Told him. I saw that part of it. He told him how many people he killed.
Yeah. He made a gesture towards the police and proceeded to leave.
They gave him water. Thanked him for being out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do want to address a bigger issue as we talk about this, though. But go ahead.
Before we get into that, let me quote again. Wisconsin is an open carry state, but children under the age of 18 are not allowed to carry weapons openly in public.
Mm-hmm.
So lock his mama up too.
So I feel as if if
lock her ass.
It's his mother.
Lock both them goddamn crackers up, man.
Is she not a accessory to it?
Right, absolutely. You drive somebody to rob a bank, you going to jail too.
Tell me about it.
Or even worse, even if you don't know what they're doing and you happen to be driving them, you're still gonna get
you going to jail too.
Yep.
So
first of all, they ain't gonna believe you.
Can I address one thing about this whole situation, right? All of that shit is fucked up, 100%. Fuck him, fuck his mom up. I hope they fucking die. But black people, from what I understand, they were throwing rocks at him and all this shit. Arm your fucking self. There is no reason that nobody out there was armed and could neutralize the threat in that moment. Because not like it wasn't known that what he had. It wasn't known what he did.
These were 2 white people that were killed by him.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
And the one who got shot in the arm had a gun in his hand.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, it was 2 white people.
Oh, man, bust that shit.
Yeah.
Bust that shit.
Now, this is...
Bust that shit, bro.
Kenosha? I'm sorry, I just need that confirmation. The police chief...
I'm sorry.
He had said that there were a lot of people with weapons and, unfortunately, a lot of gunfights. Officers were driving into a shots fired complaint, not a shooting, not a person down complaint. We have had many of those over the course of this, unfortunately. He said that Rittenhouse, his name is Kyle Rittenhouse, he was able to leave the shooting scene still armed because he walked towards officers with his hands up. Now, we all are aware of Philando Castile.
Come on, man. Tamir Rice. The list can go. I'm not going to do that.
We're talking about a 17-year-old. I already stated about Wisconsin. There are laws about, having to be 18 to be able to open carry. Now you have a 17-year-old who's walking towards the police with an AR-15 with his hands up, and he's just able to walk away. No questions asked.
Sounds like white privilege.
Sounds about
That's
white.
a thing.
That thing that's just in all of our minds.
Yeah, we're just talking. We're just talking.
Hey, didn't they say Jacob Blake had a knife in the floorboard of his car?
Yes.
And they shot him for that.
Seven times in the back.
Right. They saw this guy's gun, right?
No, they didn't see it.
No, they saw it. His hands were up, so he wasn't even covering it. His hands were up, so you could visibly see his AR-15.
This is also the police chief from Kenosha.
Oh, by the way, he could suck a dick, too.
He says they're responding to that. They see somebody walking towards them with his hands up. That, too, isn't out of the ordinary, given how events have been going on. We have armed individuals out protesting or simply walking around exercising their right. Once again, the rights in the state of Wisconsin is you have to be 18 years old to openly carry weapons. This guy did not look 18 years old. No questions were asked. Rittenhouse is facing 2 felony charges of homicide in the death of Rosenbaum and Huber, and a felony attempted homicide charge in, I don't want to say his name wrong, but it's Gross Kreutz. I want to say that's the name. He is also being charged with possession of a dangerous weapon while under the age of 18, which is a misdemeanor. His attorney, Grosskreut's attorney, told CNN Friday there are unanswered questions in the shooting. In a criminal complaint against Rittenhouse, prosecutors said that Grosskreutz was armed at the time of the shooting. I guess that's the one that got shot in the arm. Mm-hmm. But the complaint did not mention whether police have recovered a firearm believed to be his. Attorneys representing Rittenhouse have claimed he was acting in self-defense. I think the question that really should be asked is why didn't anyone arrest Mr. Rittenhouse that night, she said, adding that neither she nor her client believe Rittenhouse acted alone. Why did Mr. Rittenhouse come wearing an armed weapon with gloves on with the intent, I believe, to shoot people? I believe that this is Snuff Magee talking, nobody else. I believe that militia was working with the police.
I mean, once again, they said that they told the police, we're here for you.
There's interviews. Yeah, a guy saying that the police officers told them that they're going to push the crowd towards them because they can better handle the situation. They absolutely. That's why. Because if you notice, before that little boy ran away, he actually leaned into one of those cop cars and said something. And then he darted. So they knew who he was.
Gave him some water. Told him they appreciate him being out there.
Right.
Like these are
we're glad that you're here.
Yeah, these are facts. These are not things I'm just feeling.
Yeah. Yes, you can see it on film. And they interviewed him, and he said he was from the area. He did. He was
had what was he? He was an EMT, or he had medical experience or something like that.
And he was walking around acting like he was a medic as well. He approached these black people, and it was like, medic? Oh, you talking about you're a medic now? Before you had your hand on your gun like you was trying to threaten us. And he was like, oh, I remember y'all, and then he walked away. Yes, I can't wait till all the video footage come out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a domestic terrorist.
Oh, he had several other possession of marijuana. Underage drinking, trespassing. I think he had a looting charge.
But the thing about that, this is information that we dig up. This is not like with our character assassination where your CNNs and your Foxes and all these people are showing our past.
I mean, the New York Post literally showed him, the picture they decided to use for this story was him cleaning up graffiti.
Yes.
Probably community service for some bad shit he done did.
Right, absolutely. For that weed he got caught with. I saw a meme that said, showed him, and it decided it was a picture of Ted Bundy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. He's cleaning graffiti. He's such a good child.
Oh, yeah, but here's Ted Bundy.
Fuck him and his mom.
Washing dishes.
And the children that he ain't going to be able to have, because hopefully he rot in jail forever.
But that's my concern. So I had, posted something on my social media, and saying they better try him as they would a black child.
Like they did Khalif Browder when he was 16.
Right.
For possibly stealing a book bag.
Somebody says comments, come on, you got to be smarter than that. Well, first off, this is America, first off. And clearly we see things that shouldn't occur every day. But my concern is that I want him to get life. Like that's the message. He needs to get life. Just like how if a brown child had did the same thing, they would be getting life.
They wouldn't even have a life.
Well,
they would get
you're
smoked,
right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Also,
but
fuck all y'all people on Facebook.
For someone who's done lesser than him. So that's my concern. That, no, I don't want him getting 10 years for each person. No, he needs to get life.
And not have children to pass on that hateful spirit that he inherited from his ancestors.
And his mama needs to die in jail, too.
That's my thing with the whole social media thing. I feel as if people with the Trump administration, we could talk about how many businesses have been booming now because of this or that, but we cannot ignore the fact that how these closeted racists have come forward and they're so comfortable saying whatever they want to say now. And
people
online.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh no, not just online. You're seeing these Karens. You're seeing a lot of them Karens.
Trust me, they know who to approach.
Right, because
They know
I
who to
mean,
approach.
I'm not being funny, but the people's voices that I hear
Yes.
recording, that's right, yeah, I know, I'm recording you. I'm
Living in their neighborhoods,
Like,
damn near assimilated into their culture.
Right,
They ain't
like-
nah.
I feel like if one of them approached, ain't no
listen.
recording, you know.
Hey, look, before
I'ma beat your ass.
Hold on,
What you
but-
say? I'm
but-
10 toes down.
No,
so,
but here's the thing. I would hate for Karen to whoop both of y'all ass because y'all
Right, I would hate that too.
If she whoop y'all, that's it. That's
because
something.
y'all assume that Karen ain't about that action.
That's
now,
fine.
you know.
Take that L,
You
black
right.
folks.
She dog walk y'all. Yeah, that's it, Jack.
I don't want Karen to world star y'all. That's all I'm
It ain't
saying.
gonna happen.
You better shoot Karen, bro.
That ain't gonna happen. Look, it's like 400 years of aggression.
Right,
Ain't no way that can happen.
she's just mad for right now. I got a whole lineage to be mad about.
Yes.
What?
I told you I watched Mississippi Burning last week, so I
She from Philly
still
and she from Baltimore.
yeah.
She gonna beat her ass and call her dickhead. She gonna beat her ass and just keep saying chief.
But man, we're gonna see, man. Like
We gotta have something happier to end this off.
the conviction rates for these situations are so fucking low right now.
Look, if he don't get convicted, smoke that man, bro.
Zimmerman's still alive, please.
I know, smoke that man too.
And as Zimmerman is signing autographs.
Signing Skittles.
Yeah, making a lot of money off the situation, man. What does that
Where
tell
the
you
hell is that
about?
in Florida? Like,
Yeah, what does that tell you about this whole situation,
that's
man?
Florida, though. Florida's kind of fucked up anyway. Excuse me.
The views of Cupcakes by Shyla do not represent Snuff Magee and Friends. Even though I'm not going to
Or
disagree.
they might.
I'm not going to disagree with what she said because with the whole COVID situation, Florida has been going
They
on.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
can I add on something real quick? I want to put this out there because I think it's important for people to understand. Without going too deep into why, but what we're seeing here is going to happen. Is going to get worse because what's happening is you're seeing the decline of white supremacy, and they are going to go out kicking and screaming. But I mean, just look at the history of any empire. They eventually fall, and we are at the precipice beginning.
Precipice,
Yeah.
yeah. The genesis, if you will.
Yes, of the unraveling of that fabric of white supremacy. Now I don't know how long it's going to take. You know,
gonna take some time.
we could be dead and gone, but I don't think so. It's happening so fast.
Right.
Like this white supremacy about to be over, and yeah, let me leave it at that before I lose my job.
that is the fear. Snuff will piggyback off that. The MAGA talk. When was things actually great for us?
Bro, it ain't about us.
So what did that represent? So to take away that MAGA shit, they fear that. This is why, come election time, this is me talking again. But it's gonna be a lot of them voting, man. It's gonna be a lot of them there because they fear of that supremacy ending.
They can vote all day. Can't
mean
hide from the judgment.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about.
Can't hide from that karma. You can't keep doing this. Now, if they would have did what they did and then try to make amends, like really try to smooth it over, but they adding oppression upon oppression in them, they denying.
And then they want us to just to get over it.
Get over
Man,
it.
the judgment that's coming, I hope I'm not allowed to see it because I'm gonna feel bad for them.
They want us to get over, the slavery. But when slavery was over, we still got dragged through the mud.
Yeah, had it just been slavery, maybe we
Right.
would be over it.
Yes,
maybe.
yes.
But then after that, the 13th Amendment with the Jim Crow,
Man.
with all that
Right.
stuff.
It's so beyond
The mass
slavery. It's beyond
incarcerations.
slavery. I
The
mean,
lynching, the social programs, like
Right.
the
The
forced
sys-
sterilizations. We can go on and on and on. Those people who think like that are the devil that the Bible speaks of. I got to put it out there. Now, not all white folks, of course, because there's plenty of them. Harriet Beecher Stowe, John Browns. You got the ones who was out there helping us fighting this, for equality. But those ones that's hard on having their knee on our neck, y'all the devil that the Bible speak of, and I can't wait till y'all get the judgment that's coming.
No doubt.
I'm sick of it.
Word.
That's how we end, man.
Yeah.
Irrelevance in the dungeon.
Yes, sir.
Shout outs, Kel.
Hey, man. Shout out, first of all, everybody on. Y'all rock this motherfucker today. This has been a fantastic. Not you.
Thanks.
You two killed this shit today. Also, shout out to my wife. You guys, if you want some cookies, I know, I ain't trying to step on her in her lane at all. She got them cupcakes. They fire. I'm finna fuck some up as soon as we done with this. My wife should sell cookies. Y'all fuck with us. Big Dog Bites on Instagram or __ Torian. TAUREAN. We'll get you right. Yeah, man. Great. I knew this was going to be fantastic when we started, and it did not disappoint.
Yes. I want to shout out as well the ginger snaps.
Those are a hot seller. Those are a hot seller.
Yes.
We can do something. Cookies and cupcakes.
I would love to.
I mean, hey.
As soon as we
do something.
we gonna talk after this.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, y'all need to go ahead and put y'all goodies together.
That's a weird way to say that.
Cookies and cupcakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am the cookie monster. Shelita, shout outs.
Shelita, please.
Well, I was going to shout. I do want to do two if I can. I want to shout out a UK artist named Wiley. It's just a sin and a shame that more Americans don't know about who he is. He's the father of grime. He's recently canceled for saying some so-called anti-Semitic things on Twitter. But yeah, Wiley from the UK, Wiley Cat, check him out. But my real shout out goes out to the white people who are helping us in this fight against racial inequality. I know that y'all probably don't hear this enough, but we thank y'all. Y'all are our brothers. And even if y'all hear people coming at Caucasians and white folks, know that we are not talking about y'all. We're talking about those devils without a soul.
No doubt.
Proud to the people.
Miss Shyla.
Well, I want to shout out everybody on today's show. Y'all are awesome. I feel like I made some friends. I want to shout myself out. Cupcakes by Shyla.
There you go. There you go. Talk your shit.
Talk that shit, girl. Intoxicating.
Intoxicating. Decadent.
Scrumptious.
Yeah, and shout out Sweet Heat Candles. Again, I'm going to say it again.
Oh, yeah, I'm finna fuck with that today.
Sweet Heat Candles. And shout out vegans. Vegans, y'all, I make y'all cupcakes too. So I make vegan cupcakes.
We got
just
vegan
to let
cookies.
you know. A lot of us is going vegan, so I make them too.
Okay. No
Y'all
doubt.
brothers?
Who?
Y'all.
Yeah,
We brothers, but we ain't brothers.
brothers from a different mother.
Yeah.
And father.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to say, what about y'all daddies? Mama's babies, daddy's babies.
That's my nigga, though. Love him to death.
That's little bro right there, man. I want to appreciate and say thank you all for coming on the show today.
No question.
I know that it was hard to say no when I asked
All right.
for you all to appear.
This has been another episode of... Gotta keep it
But no, I knew that the content was going to be dope.
No question.
Just from how deep and smart your daughter is. I knew that came from you.
Yeah.
I did.
And dad okay too. Shout out to the dads.
Yeah. I'm not no disrespect to the father, But we had met at it was an open mic that I did, Snuff Magee and Friends in February. It was booming too. It was booming. Very handsome hosting the show. But anyway, I digress. And I met her, and I thought that y'all were sisters because
See why you thought that?
yeah, because of course black don't crack, and you were there.
They might do crack, but they don't crack.
Yeah. And she was there to support her daughter. Because as soon as after her daughter performed, she had just dipped, But
I am not a social person. I'm in and out, like.
But yeah, we talked then, and we had talked about the Square Mile. We talked about that, but back then I said it, told you to check out the show, and now here we are, another dope episode, and with Shyla. This is a long time coming, and.
I think we met like last year.
Yeah, let me talk my shit right quick. So because originally it was supposed to be an episode where we was going to be in the kitchen cooking or whatever. But then, COVID-19 came up and we had issues going on. And then you bucking that thing, ain't you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You gotta take it to the head, kid. You gotta take it to the head.
I used to do my 40s.
But we had talked about doing the episode this week, and I said, you know what, yeah, I'm doing. You know, you're going to be on the show with Shelita Gaskins, and you was like, well, who is she? I was like, look, Snuff knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
Snuff.
Clearly.
I said it. I was like, this could be interesting. You got two really opinionated sisters on the same show.
Y'all sound like you're doing two of America's Most Wanted.
I mean, hey.
But man, this is good stuff. First appearance, but first of many. Yes, I want both of you all back, if you're willing to.
If you'll have us.
I would like to come back to talk more about why I don't celebrate the holidays.
You will be back. This is not an option. This is pretty much.
That was really just said to be nice.
Yeah, I was trying to be cute with it, but yeah, it's pretty much in stone.
Debo back in.
Well, look, to quote the late great Snuff Magee, 10 toes down. So you know.
Nigga, you late?
I heard
You
that
didn't refer
too.
to yourself being dead 2
I heard
times
that
a day.
twice.
look.
Let it not be a third.
Well, I was going to quote somebody else, and then I went to the great. It was going to be the late great, but it was just the great.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
I'm not going anywhere no time soon. No time soon. Let me knock on this motherfucker right quick.
Please don't say that. I don't want to watch this video.
Y'all gonna talk shit about me. Don't even trip. But look, Irrelevance in the Dungeon, episode 51. Thank you all again. I am Snuff Magee, joined by...
You already know it's your boy Kel.
Shelita Gaskins in the house.
Shyla from Cupcakes by Shyla.
Sheila is just so humble on there. Hey, yo, we out.
Peace.
Peace.
You've been listening to Snuff Magee and Friends. Irrelevance in the Dungeon.